Hi, Faith. It is so nice to meet you today. I'm so excited to be joining you today to talk all things Pretty Little Thing edits, plus size fashion, and all that you're doing in the influencer community. My name is Jesse Kozorowski. I'm a writer for The Nocturnal. But before we get into all the details, I would love to hear a little bit more about you and your journey to becoming a success in your field.
It was really very much not an overnight success, but the type of success where I definitely did not see coming. I was a substitute teacher and I was studying for my MCAT to go to medical school. And I shaved my head and I posted videos every single week for about a year about my hair growth. And literally within a few months, I gained 1 million followers. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna pivot with this platform and maybe make something of it. But I still wasn't sure. So it was never like any intent in my mind, like, oh, I'm gonna be a content creator. I'm gonna be like this, fashion inspo for people. I was just like, I'm just, a girl just trying to make it through the world, but I always had a passion for fashion and I've just loved all things like pop culture and kind of seeing the lack of representation with plus size women in those spaces felt like it was a void that needed to be filled. And I feel like that's where I kind of fit in.
I love that so much. I always say I'm like a pop culture encyclopedia. So even just doing interviews like this about fashion is right up my alley, and I love to be able to tell other stories, especially on such important matters like this. But especially as you've been an advocate for inclusive sizing in fashion, I want to know what excited you most about collaborating with Pretty Little Thing on their plus size edit.
I think one of the things that excited me most is that I've been wearing Pretty Little Things since college, and they also had the inclusiveness of also carrying my size through all my phases in life, no matter if I gained, if I lost, like, the college freshman 15, I lost it, gained it. Like, it was a lot going through college, and knowing that I had a brand I could always go to, it was a no brainer. Whenever they came to me, I was like, oh my gosh, like I would be more than honored to be able to kind of like it's like a full circle moment to be able to
Mhm.
do that and give that to girls that are now probably that age and looking for cute pieces because it's so sparse in the market right now.
Yeah, I just saw it yesterday too. It was amazing. You should be so proud, and I mean, it's just so cool to see like how you started from just posting YouTube videos to now collaborating with huge brands and doing these edits that really just help some people feel confident and stylish in their clothes. So my next question was, how many men and women struggle to find stylish clothes in their sizes? I mean, in the past, myself included. So how has your work with Pretty Little Thing kind of specifically helped your audience overcome this challenge of finding these clothes?
My collection actually comes out up to a 5X, which is almost unheard of in the industry right now. Like most brands, even the inclusive ones, stop at like a 3X. So going up to a 5X, a US 26 was really groundbreaking for me. And I wanted it to be that way because I think plus size women also deserve the opportunity to want clothes to fit a little bit more oversized. We shouldn't be the cap where we can only get our size and hope that it fits. We should be able to get the versatility of being able to have different fits in our clothes. So I was like, I really want to make sure that if I were to ever drop anything, it would be super inclusive. And I feel like everybody can be seen in that. And I've just had so many girls reach out to me like, thank you for finally making something in my size. That's something that's really cute and I can see myself in. So I always tell like the people around me that one of the hardest things about getting plus size women to put on these clothes is that you have to convince them because
Mhm.
the average size of women in the US is a size 18. So there's a market there, but there's just this little hurdle you have to get them over for them to
Mhm.
finally realize like, oh, I'm worthy of wearing these clothes. And that's the biggest battle. And I think PLT has definitely helped me achieve that.
I love this one quote I always heard, like, um, you weren't meant to fit in clothes. Clothes are meant to fit you, and
Yeah.
kind of like finding something that you feel confident in and amazing. And so that's why this is just such an awesome collab. I want to kind of rewind to what you kind of briefly talked about at the beginning, but shaving your head became like a turning point in your journey as a content creator. Can you maybe elaborate on how that experience kind of shaped your online presence and kind of got you to where you are now?
I always say there's a me before I shave my head and a me after.
I shaved my head once before too.
Really?
But probably not as big of
Like
a difference, but it was kind of my moment to like starting fresh.
yeah, it's like your Britney moment, right? It's like
Mhm.
I have nothing else to lose and I'm gonna be like start fresh. And I think as a woman, it was really impactful for me because I didn't have hair to hide behind for years. And sometimes didn't look the best. Like sometimes I had to just face my face head on. And it was hard, but it helped me grow through so much. Like even sometimes people would like on social media, they'd be like, she has cancer, or they would misgender me, which, is all fine, but it made me a different type of strong, if that makes sense. And gave me such a different type of confidence that I don't think I would have ever unlocked had I not shaved my head. And I think pushing me to that level is what pushed me to the point where it's like now I could care less what the hate I get about my body or about the insignificant things. People will try to pick me apart in any way. And it's like, listen, once you go bald as a woman and you're being perceived in the world,
Yeah.
I feel like you feel invincible after that. Like there's nothing truly you can say to me that will ever really hurt me and have the ability to take down my confidence at all. So yeah, I think that it really propelled me into my success.
I love that so much. It's such a fun way to kind of like tell your story. It's such a crazy. I like the Britney moment. I was like, I got you.
Yeah.
I'm on your wavelength.
You know.
We both know social media can be a double-edged sword. So I was curious, what's your secret weapon for staying positive and authentic online with the pressures of the influencer world?
I think humility is a really, really important trait to have. I've had it since I was in college, like just finding sisterhood, women, just loved ones, friends around you that genuinely care about you. Like I've had friends, I was failing a class, they'd be like, we're not leaving this library until you get it. And they would stay out with me for days. They would come help me clean up my depression room sometimes. And this is before social media. So to have that kind of community, and also knowing that I can't do it all is so important to just my career as it is today. Like I have no shame in asking for help. And I think being just a woman of color in society, it's like we're so hyper independent sometimes. And you want to think that you can do it all, you can carry it all, but like it's too heavy. And I think I flourish because I don't allow myself to carry it all. I allow myself to cry on my friend's shoulders. They'll be like, Phaith, let's take a night off, like away from the phone, and still have fun and like do regular things. Like people always say how they see me outside and they're always so shook. And I'm like, I'm down with all the regular things. So I think that is really what helps me. And I can tell the difference from people that I know that lack those things, that don't have that community or don't want to ask for help, and how that takes such a toll on their mental health. Because for me, I don't know what I would do with the people that I have around me. So that is really what helps me with the negativity. Like those people on the internet, to me in my mind, I'm like, they're not real. So
So before we wrap things up, I was super excited for this question, but if you could have a heart to heart with your younger self about fashion and self-image, what advice would you give to her?
it's funny whenever people ask me this, I always think back that like I think I did. Like there is a younger version of me that knew this would happen. And there was like that older like ego self that was like, girl, you're thinking way over your head, you're daydreaming. But there was just a younger version of myself that always knew that I had a certain magic inside of me. And I used to hate myself for being fat. I used to hate my name with the F sound. I was like, because everyone called me like Fat Faith. And I'd be like, Mom, like, how could you name me a name with the F, like with the sound? Like, please, like, you're torturing me. But now I see why it was for a greater good. And although I don't wish any of what I went through as a child on any child, but I know now I can help children. And I feel like she always knew that. She always knew that I didn't have to wait to be on the other side of a scale number or achievement for me to be beautiful, for me to be a lovely person, and me to be kind. And, like I deserved all the good things at whatever weight I was. So, like, I wish I could tell you that I would sit there and give her advice, but I think in ways that I don't even know how to understand, she already knew all these things. Like I picked up a phone 10 years ago and was like, I'm gonna start recording my life because one day I'm gonna have to look back at this and show everybody that like what I came from. So it's like, why did my 18-year-old, 17-year-old self think of that? Like
Yeah.
she knew in her heart. So I think if I had to give her any advice, it would be, girl, you're on the right track and keep going.
It's an amazing thing that you're doing for not only the fashion world, but just as an influencer having a platform, you are using it right. Again, thank you so much for joining me. I said it before, I'll say it again. You are a powerhouse in the fashion industry. Your story truly touched my heart, and I can't wait to see where you go next from here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.